Steve Bowers welcoming you to Dialogue at E+ TV 6 and a conversation today with Mac Anderson. We're going to talk about 212 Degrees. Mac originally is from Trenton, Tennessee, making his first appearance in West Tennessee in Jackson, right?
That's right.
So what took so long? You've been gone 45 years?
50.
Okay,
yeah, 50
right.
years, yeah.
So you left Trenton, parents move or something?
Yeah, I left Trenton to, I went to school in Murray State University, got my master's in speech there. And then I moved to Chicago about 45 years ago. A friend of mine invited me to be vice president of sales and marketing for a food company that he had inherited. So I did that, left for Chicago, and so along the way, though, I've been a serial entrepreneur, and I started doing some speaking about 20 years ago. And I've spoken to over 200 corporate audiences, but I've never spoken in West Tennessee. Today was a first.
We're first. Mag was here today at the Jackson Energy Authority, spending the day, in fact, with us. Leadership, 212-degree leadership, and the point of this, at 211 degrees, you're hot water.
That's right.
At 212 degrees, you're boiling water, which generates steam. I had an opportunity to visit the Belafonte nuclear plant, which was never finished, but TVA was going to open it in 2011. They were planning to open it in 2019. And I get in there, there's this huge nuclear plant with these, all this stuff. And then I find out it's a steam plant. The nuclear power generates, I thought the nuclear power generated the electricity. The nuclear power generates the steam in huge quantities that drives everything that makes the electricity. And so I thought, man, I didn't know that the power of steam can move anything.
That's correct.
Okay, and so that becomes the basis of this book. How did that idea come to you?
The idea came, I can't take credit for the original idea. A friend of mine from Dallas, Texas had developed a little workbook, and it was a little paperback book, and it really explained the concept of 212, and it's the one extra degree that makes all the difference. And so I love the idea, and I thought, you know what? At 212 degrees, steam can power a locomotive, and so many times it's that one extra degree of effort that separates the good from the great. So he had the original idea. I rewrote the idea, came up with stories to reinforce the idea, and that's how the original 212 book was this one, and then
212, the extra degree.
Yeah, and we sold over 1 million copies of that one, so I thought it was worth.
So what was the content of that book then, the 212, the extra degree?
The content of that book is, again, one extra degree makes all the difference, and it separates the good from the great. And so you can talk about service, you can talk about teamwork, you can talk about leadership, attitude. And so basically, you tell stories about how, one extra degree makes all the difference in these different qualities. You can tie it back to a lot of different things. So it's really about saying,
the series. Then.
It started the series.
Called it Chicken Soup for the Soul, and the next thing you know, it's for the golfer's soul and for the fisherman's soul and whatever.
There you go.
But all right, so what came next then in the series?
What came next in the series? I mean, we developed a 2-minute video to go with the 212, and we sent that out. And companies all over the world watched that video, and they decided to have their conference themed at 212, one extra degree. So they'd show the video, and they'd buy the book to hand out at the conferences. So, I mean, that happened really all over the world. We were amazed, but we sold 1 million copies of that book. And so afterwards, I thought, you know what, it'd be worth writing another one just focusing on customer service, 212 service, so which is critical to building a great brand. And then after that came the 212 leadership. So it's the.
How many books have you written?
I've either authored or co-authored 24 books.
Wow, okay. Yeah. What was the first one?
The first book was The Power of Attitude.
Okay.
I truly believe that the difference in success and failure is not how you think, not how you dress, not even how you're educated, but how you think. And it's all about maintaining a positive attitude, and it's never easy. But in that book, the simple truths, the whole format, every book was really a book you could read in 45 minutes to an hour. And the whole idea, Steve, is less can be more, So you're more likely to read it if it's short, and you're more likely to remember what you read if it's short. So we tried to add the graphics and really make it all it can be. So. But the power of attitude was just that. It is all about staying positive and the benefits to staying positive, and how that can be the difference in success and failure as well.
So how far along then did the 212 extra degree come? Was it many books later, or was that pretty quick?
That was probably 5 books later.
Okay. But they're
And,
all in the same vein about attitude and success and
Well,
business,
they were
or-
all positive.
Okay.
We did books called Customer Love, The Nature of Success, 212, The Essence of Leadership, The Power of Kindness. They were all positive books with a positive message that you can read in 45 minutes to an hour. But the 212 thing, what really took off is that we sent out this little 3-minute video about 212, and we set it to music. And lo and behold, millions of people started watching that video. It was before YouTube. So our business model was really, at the end of the video, we decided we're getting all these watches, and at the end of the video, we decided to put, if you like this video, you get it free with a book, and click here.
Okay.
So they would click and go to our website, and not only see 212, but all the other books. But 100 million people watched our videos, and we did a video with each book. After that, we decided, hey, every book will capture the essence in a 2-3 minute video. So that was our business model. We were the only publishing company in the world to have a direct-to-consumer
Was it
business.
your publishing company? Had you started a publishing company?
Yeah, Simple
with them?
Truths was I started that after I sold Successories, the motivational poster company. And I kind of semi-retired after that, but got bored and started Simple Truths. So again, I recruited people like Ken Blanchard, the one-minute manager, John Maxwell, Zig Ziglar, Stephen Covey, Brian Tracy. I had met all those guys and became friends with them when I started Successories, and I recruited them to write different books with me as well. So we published 150 books over the 5 years, and it was terrific, and we got comments from all over the world thanking us for doing something positive, reinforcing the positive, which is
This
important.
sounds as if none of this was planned.
Well, it was planned to have a successful publishing company, but we didn't know how we were going to do it until the breakthrough idea was the video. And when we published 212, we had the video, and just all of a sudden we saw that 200,000 people a day were watching it and sharing it. So we decided to put a little a bubble that would come down after the video, said if you like this, you get it free with the book. Click here, and lo and behold, a lot of folks clicked, thank goodness. And so again, every book thereafter, we published a 2-3 minute video, set it to music, and captured the essence of the book. And again, 100 million people watched them, and that was our business model. They would click on the video, go to our website, and see that we had all kinds of other books. And
Take it from there.
so that was. We were in the business to really reinforce the positive. That's the way I looked at it, and I recruited a lot of friends.
Did the response surprise you?
Well, you know what? Every company I've started had what I call a breakthrough idea, and at Successories, for example, it was just advertising in the airline magazine. We said, decorate your walls with great ideas, and we had no idea that our phones were going to be jammed for 8 weeks, and we had 7 lines coming in. This is back before the internet. We had 7 toll-free lines. So the breakthrough idea for Simple Truths was the video that we shared, and a lot of people liked it and shared it with others. But it did surprise me that many people loved the video, and that was how we created the business model.
Mac Anderson is with us, and this is part of his work, as you can tell. He's from Trenton, Tennessee, and he's back in West Tennessee. And he's with us, and we'll continue this conversation right here at E+ TV6 on Dialogue.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Action!
Welcome back to Dialogue here at E+ TV6. We're talking with Mac Anderson, and this book is part of a 212-degree series. At 211 degrees, the water is hot. 1 degree warmer, at 212, it's boiling. It can generate steam that can move anything, and it's been the basis of a lot of his work. This has led you into a whole new dimension in your life, and that is you started, in essence, a foundation, or so what is it that you are doing as a result of this?
Well, again, I've been a serial entrepreneur. I started McCord Travel, and it became the largest travel company in the Midwest. McCord is my middle name. That's where the Mac comes from. And I sold that, and I launched Successories after that, which was the motivational poster company. And we had about 300 employees there. And then I retired after I sold that, and got bored and came back, started Simple Truths. So I sold Simple Truths about 5 years ago, and again, I retired. But a couple of years ago, I was thinking, I got a little restless, and I thought, what can I do to take what I've learned and some of the people I've met along the way to really reinforce the beauty, the power of kindness? Because God knows the world needs a little more of it these days. So I launched a company about 9 months ago called InspireKindness.com, and kindness, it's a three-legged stool where kindness, we have a website to share kindness stories and videos. We have an entire proprietary product line sharing kindness quotes and themes. But most importantly, we have a foundation called the Kindness for Kids Foundation, and a percentage of all of our product sales goes to that, which really funds kindness campaigns in grade schools. So kids will be less likely to bully once they get to middle school. So to say I'm excited about this is an understatement, and it's something that I'm going to spend the rest of my life waving the kindness flag.
Okay. How serious is the bullying situation, as far as you see?
You read about it
Right.
and you hear about it, and it's very serious. In fact, October is the anti-bullying month, and we just filmed a Pay It Forward for Kids film in a high school 3 weeks ago, and it was. It was a great little 3-minute movie where a child does something, someone does something kind for him, and he starts a movement in the school which really takes hold. At the end, they all get together and wave the kindness. They raise the kindness flag in front of the school. So the bullying situation is serious, and it can if we can make a difference. That'll be terrific.
So is this a program you take into elementary schools, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a program. We've got a curriculum. We partnered with a company called the Kindness Rocks Project, and it's where Megan Murphy started that project, and where you paint positive quotes on rocks. And kids, she started that in Cape Cod 3 years ago, and it came out in the newspaper, and schools around the country said, wow, that's a great idea. So they started painting rocks with positive quotes, especially kindness, and they started rock gardens. And so the kids would paint rocks and bring them to the garden at school. And if you're having a bad day at school, you could go pick up a rock that inspired you and take it home with you. So, but this project is now in 17 different countries. And so she's got a curriculum for the schools. Thousands of schools have picked up on it. So it's the combination of the activity, the curriculum, the wristbands, the posters. So the Kindness for Kids Foundation, schools that want a kindness curriculum, we donate that to the schools. Okay. And normally it costs $500, but the schools that can't afford it, we give it to them.
Okay. So it's kindnessforkids.
Kindnessforkidsfoundation.com.
Kindnessforkidsfoundation.com.
Yeah.
So if someone's a teacher or a principal or whatever, and they are interested in this, they can go to that.
Absolutely.
And pick this up and take it from there.
And again, the name of our company is InspireKindness.com, but Inspire Kindness, we have the videos and the stories and the products to just do that, reinforce the power of kindness.
What are you seeing as a result of this so far?
Well, we only started the company about 9 months ago, so we really are just getting started. We spent a while just getting the website up, getting the products developed, And so, you know, for the first time, we're launching our Pay It Forward video with kids. We're launching the foundation. So we
So we're seeing this in the early stages.
you're seeing this in the embryo stages, and so I'm so excited about sharing it with the rest of the world, because you know, kindness is contagious, and a lot of times just one act of kindness can promote another one, and on and on. So,
have you ever figured out why we're not kind?
well, I think it's
You know?
that's a good question, but God knows.
I mean, we know that it hurts, right? It hurts others and everything else, and yet, you know, and sometimes we're not kind to the people to whom we're closest.
That's true.
You know,
I think it's human nature sometimes just to react in ways that you don't think you should. But
I wonder, is it easier for us? Is it a sign of laziness? Is it easier to be unkind than it is to be?
I don't think so. And
Okay.
I think, you know, again, I was blessed in that my father, again, who I grew up in Trenton, and he had Anderson Furniture Company, and my brother Jimmy still runs that
Still
store.
runs that company, so the family's still there.
The family's still there. It's one of the, it is the oldest retail store in Trenton, and he opened it 70 years ago. And,
Wow.
But my father was just a super kind person, so I was blessed to have someone that set the example for me to follow. And I think that sometimes the light bulb just goes on and lets you know that the people you love and respect the most are usually the kindest. So sometimes you think, well, you know, maybe I should be more kind. And in today's world, I mean, it's. I heard the other day, you know, we're probably even before the Civil War. You know, in the Civil War, it's one of those times that the company is divided more than ever before. So
it's a conflict. Well, you know, people sell the conflict. Political consultants sell it. You know, the conflict is what gets me votes, raises me money, and all these other things. It's really interesting that you come along in the midst of all this and saying, kindness is what works.
You know what? It's funny you mention that, because we just developed a logo with the elephant and the donkey, and they're facing each other, and the elephant is holding a flower, and the donkey's holding a flower, and above it says, "Keep it kind." And it's an amazing logo, and we have had, and we're just launching it this week, in fact.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
And it is, we have gotten an unbelievable reaction from it, and we set it to music with a little video, and I am so excited, because a lot of I think, you know, really the hardcore Republicans and the hardcore Democrats probably won't wear our Keep It Kind T-shirt or our Keep It Kind hat.
Okay.
But we feel like all the people in the middle, the 60% in the middle, they're really tired of the negative tone of the election, and we think they will wear it with pride. So we've got the shirt, the hat, the coffee mug, the bumper sticker, the campaign button, a whole product line around Keep It Kind. So we're excited about that, and we hopefully it'll work.
That's an exciting prospect, because it's counter to, because I follow having worked in advertising and covered politics for years. You know, it is amplified, ramped up now, because, you know, it's not only that I disagree with you, you know, that you're wrong, or that you're a threat to the country, or you're a threat to me, or whatever, and I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you. And I can't be kind, don't need to be kind, because you're the enemy of everything that I hold sacred. And it's an interesting way that we've developed our politics now. And like I say, you may have to go back to the Civil War, or prior to the Civil War, when it got that rancorous before, but it's a rancorous business now. It seems to sell, and it raises millions of dollars. So we'll see how this goes. So it's the donkey and the elephant.
And they're facing each other. They're holding flowers.
Where do you find this?
Where did I find it?
Yeah.
There's a lady in Cape Cod that had a charity called Flower Angels, and she sold the campaign buttons back when Trump was running against Hillary. And she sold thousands and thousands of buttons. And I saw it a few months ago. I said, "Have you ever done T-shirts?" She said, "No." I said, "Yeah." So we licensed it from her.
Okay, so you can find it at which site?
What's that? Oh, InspiredKindness.com.
InspiredKindness.com.
Yeah.
So keep it kind. We'll continue this conversation. And Mac Anderson is with us, and this is Dialogue at E+ TV6.
What this place needs is better graduation rates.
What this place needs is less childhood obesity.
What this place needs is free help with taxes.
What this place needs is healthy breakfast.
What this place needs is fitness programs for kids.
What this place needs is early readers.
What this place needs is mentors for teens.
What this place needs is people to join us. What this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org.
Welcome back to Dialogue here at E+ TV6. We're talking to Mac Anderson. He's done many things in his life, and one of these series is 212 degrees. It's the extra degree that's been converted into leadership and service and other things. And at 211 degrees, we're hot, but at 212 degrees, we're boiling, which makes steam, which can move anything. And he says that's the degree of difference. And it's translated into work with kindness and other things. So if you're just joining us, I hope you'll catch this on replay, because it's been a fascinating discussion. How do you take these concepts, and this is a simple idea, 211 to 212, I get this, that's the degree of difference. How do you translate that into the culture of a company or a community or a school or a person in their life?
Well, Steve, it starts at the top. And, if you've got a leader who understands that how important service is. And another thing we just developed is we developed a training program called the ROI of kindness. And the ROI of kindness talks about how being more kind to your customers and your employees translates to a great culture, a culture with more kindness in it. So, but it starts at the top, and at the top it filters down throughout the organization. And one thing you have to do along the way, unfortunately, is what I call pull the weeds. Because sometimes the weeds can take over the garden, and the people that really aren't buying into the culture, it's the old one bad apple can spoil the bunch. So it starts.
So you have to have the people that are committed to or understand this or have that kind of approach to their life to begin with.
Well, it starts with having people that believe that to begin with. But if they don't, they got to buy in. Or else they should be asked to move on.
Now, in your presentation, I heard today, you said, well, you can't take a duck and send it to Eagle Scoop.
That's right.
Right, okay. Some people may just not be oriented to this, right?
Well, absolutely.
You try to find the people that are oriented
absolutely.
to this.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Nordstrom's, and I had lunch with Bob Middlemoss, the president of Nordstrom's Midwest. And I was talking to him about his training manual. He said, well, we learned a long time ago that you can't send a duck to Eagle School. You've got to find people with a great attitude, and you got to find people with a great personality, or else you can't train them to be what you want them to be.
Okay.
And and then he said, not only that, but you have to be able to treat your people well, or they won't treat the customers well. So it all starts with that. But so you really can't find a duck and train them to be an eagle. You got to find eagles to begin with that want to serve, that want to smile, that have great personalities, and then you can teach them your products and teach them your culture.
Obviously, with the response you've had to this, you've had CEOs that have looked at this and said, "Well, that's it. It's very simple, but that's it, right?" Do you ever run to somebody that says, "Hey, look, it's a great idea. That's nice, but this is business. This is business. This is bottom line. This is, P&L. It's all these other things."
Yeah.
And,
well,
I'm not going to be any kinder to my people. I can't afford what I'm doing for them right now.
Well, yeah. You know what? Some people might think that, but that's one reason for the ROI of kindness. We hired a training company to develop a keynote speech, a workshop, and a webinar, really showing how the impact of kindness translates to the bottom line. And we use companies that have developed a culture of kindness, like Southwest Airlines and Starbucks and Zappos and Chick-fil-A and Disney. And we tell how they've done it, how they've become leaders in their industry with a culture of kindness, and how they continue to reinforce it. And so we show in this ROI of kindness proof how kindness not only is a wonderful, soft, fuzzy feeling, but it impacts the bottom line. So, and that's going to be released in about 30 days. So I'm excited about that.
One-on-one then in life, in my personal life, okay, then this is just as applicable, right? I would think.
Oh, absolutely.
Taking that one extra degree of
step. I mean, it's the difference between good and great. You can apply it to your marriage, a teacher, a coach, a parent. Those that embrace that 212 philosophy usually turn out to be pretty darn great at whatever they do.
I heard a man one time talking about raising children. He said, the key to it is if they're three, you become three. He said, get on the floor, get out of the chair and get on the floor. And I thought it was kind of an interesting thing, you know, because he said, what happens, I'm reading the newspaper, I'm watching television, whatever, and the little one is, and he said, fold up the newspaper, get on the floor, you know, and I thought, okay, which is an extra step, right?
That's right. You know, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I have the greatest respect for any parent that really shows what love and kindness are all about at an early stage with their kids, and really it's setting that example that makes all the difference in the world. It can impact more lives than you ever know.
Okay. It sounds like, in talking to you, Mac, that just like you didn't intend to get into a political slogan, right, which you have, that these things just keep coming up now, that you would think, okay, I've done this, I got 3 books, I got 25 books, this is done, and like I said, you've retired and come out of retirement, that new things just keep cropping up out here.
Well, you know what? Different strokes for different folks. I've just had a hard time retiring when new ideas pop up and pop into my head. And again, I've learned a lot along the way. I've learned a lot from people that are a lot smarter than I am. So, you know, it's really taking what I've learned and really sharing it with folks that can understand and appreciate the beauty, the power of kindness. So. It's really about learning from others and really wanting to. I mean, I don't want to sit on the front porch and rock. I decided that a long time ago. So if I can make a difference with my life, I'm going to do that. So.
Okay. How much does Trenton, Tennessee play into that? You said it played a lot in the sense of being around your father and just that circumstance. If you'd been born somewhere else or there hadn't been an Anderson's Furniture, life would have been different.
Yeah, well, you never know, but I mean, I grew up in a small town, and I think I was blessed for that. From there, I moved to Chicago, but I took my small town values with me, and my dad was just a wonderful, kind human being, and he set the example for me to follow. My football coach too, Walter Kilzer, was really a big influence in my life, and taught me about discipline and kindness and respect. So those probably were the 2 biggest influences.
He was the coach at Peabody?
Yeah, he was the coach at Peabody.
You and when you were talking about today, you were talking about Jackson was always the big nemesis because did y'all play Jackson High School? Or
we
Jackson,
did.
We did. Bears,
yeah, I said I've got some not so fond memories about Jackson because you guys used to beat us on a regular basis. But my senior year was a big thing. I remember we did beat Jackson, and that's a fond memory in my mind.
Memory for a lifetime, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay, so that doesn't go away. Any idea where this goes? I mean, does it just keep expanding? It seems that it does.
Well, you know what? Again, I think I mentioned this morning in my talk. I talked about my gun lap, and you know, when you fire the gun, when you run the mile, you're in 4 laps around the track. And after the 3rd, they fire the gun. If you're going to win the race, you got to do it in the gun lap. So I'm in my gun lap. I'm 70 years old, and this speaks to my heart. So I'm gonna go as long as I can and wave the kindness flag as hard as I can and as long as I can, and hopefully it'll make a difference.
Okay. The work is the work of Mac Anderson. He is from Trenton, Tennessee. So Walter Kilzer and all these guys are part of this in his life. And you find him, once again, your website for your company is?
InspireKindness.com.
InspireKindness.com. And then the foundation and the work that is done with children, anti-bullying and positive kindness.
Yeah, it's the KindnessForKids.com.
KindnessForKids.com. Be sure to check those sites. It's a real pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much,
Glad you finally made it back to West Tennessee and came to see us in Jackson.
Yeah, well, it was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much.
It was a pleasure meeting.
Appreciate this opportunity to talk to Mac Anderson, check out his work, and stay with us here at E+ TV6 because this is the place where the dialogue continues.